Hey, what's up? So, today we're going to be talking about a certain creator who's a bit problematic. Of course, I'm talking about Gabbie Hanna, aka The Gabbie Show. I have no idea what's going on. I've seen like a couple things, but I don't know the whole story. I don't really know much about Gabbie. I know she was friends with David and the squad. She left them. I think some stuff happened. And then the whole RiceGum situation, how he broke her phone. And she did like a chatting with Andrew Hills. I completely forgot what she said in that one. The only thing I remember is she wanted to date someone who was nice to her. And then there's some other stuff too. But yeah, so apparently in the past couple months she's been like spiraling, I guess, or I don't know. So we're just gonna look into it and see what's happening. I don't even know where to start. Let's just look at Gabbie Hanna explained. The most recent thing was the Escape the Night thing that happened. I remember seeing ads for those and I was like, this does not appeal to me. I don't really watch Joey Graceffa or anyone. Let's just watch that Escape the Night trailer. I remember this was like everywhere. Oh, Shane Dawson was in there. I think that was a trailer.
I started having dreams about a house. And then one day I received a letter and it became mine. But now it won't let me sleep until I invite others.
Just one step at a time, and baby, you will be mine.
I only know like 3 people in that. I guess Gabbie and Liza were in season 2.
Has anybody talked to Joey Graceffa recently?
Okay, I remember. This is the one I remember.
I feel like he has been missing in action.
My friends, I want to invite you to a masquerade ball at an estate like no other.
Oh, Jesse was in this.
I'll explain everything after you arrive.
Ladies and gentlemen, dinner has arrived.
I'm about to get killed in front of all these people I just met. I didn't even have a chance to party yet.
Which one was it? I think it was that one. Okay. This one was freaking everywhere. That looks crappy.
Everybody runs. But who will escape the night?
Jeez, that was in 2017? Oh my god. Okay. Back to the topic. There's so much. I might have to break this up into like different parts. Oh, I like Christopher Tom. That doesn't look like Christopher Tom.
Gabbie Hanna has become one of the most talked about creators on YouTube. Over the years, she's amassed a large fan base of over 6 million subscribers. After getting her start on Vine, she made a YouTube channel in 2014, with her content ranging from vlogs and storytime videos to music videos. However, she would soon find herself at the forefront of YouTube drama. Tons of YouTube drama.
I am so sick and tired of creators like you who just play victim all the time.
You can't just rewrite history and pretend that you are completely and 100% the victim.
Look at your social blade. Since September 2019, you have been actively losing subs.
It doesn't work like that. You can't consistently blame other people.
Gabbie's critics say that she constantly plays the victim, refuses to own up to her mistakes, manipulates her audience as well as the people in her life, and stirs up drama, despite saying she doesn't like to deal with drama. In addition to her worsening reputation, Gabbie's channel has also been declining in both views and subscribers. In 2018, Gabbie would get anywhere between 20 and almost 40 million views a month. However, this year in 2020, her viewership has declined to mostly around 5 million views a month. She started bleeding subscribers in 2019 and would continue to lose between 30,000 and 60,000 subscribers a month in 2020. And it eventually got to the point where Gabbie just hit her subscriber count altogether. People are fed up with Gabbie, and her own fans have started to turn on her. But how valid are the criticisms of Gabbie Hanna? Do her actions truly warrant such a massive backlash? Well, before we can fully understand the bigger picture here, let's take a look at what I consider to be her first substantial controversy that actually affected how her own fans began to see her. Many people feel that Gabbie doesn't take full accountability for her mistakes, and perhaps no controversy exemplifies this more than the Kenza Cosmetics situation. Although she would later take responsibility for the incident, however, she didn't at first. One day, Gabbie decided to promote a brand called Kenza Cosmetics on her Instagram story. More specifically, she was promoting what she said were free brushes, apparently valued between $70 and $90 depending on the set, and that people only had to pay for the shipping. Sounds like a great deal, right? Too bad it turned out to be a complete lie. Eventually, people realized that you could find the exact same brushes on AliExpress for much less.
It was on AliExpress for $2.
At $2.86 for a set of 10 brushes, this would place each brush at about 29 cents.
And at that point, I just knew it was like a Chinese company or something because the way he was writing, and I started seeing Chinese letters and stuff, I'm like, no.
But in addition to the brushes not being...
I feel like a lot of these like influencer promos end up being scams or something. Like that gambling thing. I forgot what it was. That gambling website. Oh, just be cautious.
As high quality as they were advertised, some people didn't even get their brushes at all. In the FAQ of their website, they stated shipping may take anywhere between 7 to 25 working days, normally 1 to 3 weeks, or even longer, depending on your location and the opening hours of your local post office. But this unfortunately turned out to not be true. People also reported that months had gone by without receiving their brushes. That's right, Gabbie promoted a scam. She may not have done it on purpose, but she still promoted a scam. Marky, a commentator who covered the situation, claimed that although the site originally stated the shipping would take between 1 and 3 weeks, they started singing a different tune after videos criticizing them were posted.
Because the site originally said 1 to 3 weeks. 1 to 3 weeks for the items to come, and then as soon as people started dropping videos about the situation, they changed it to 3 months.
When I tried to research this, KenzaCosmetics.com was no longer a working site, so I had to go to the Wayback Machine to check it out for myself. People were understandably upset that they got scammed. I mean, if you went to a bakery and ordered a huge fancy chocolate cake that was advertised as being worth $80, and then they just gave you a small dry $5 one, you wouldn't be too happy about it. But it's important for me to make something very clear. People make mistakes, and I don't believe Gabbie knowingly promoted a scam. Although cancel culture is still a problem in this day and age, most viewers are willing to forgive you, as long as you take full accountability for your mistake. Unfortunately, this is not what Gabbie did when she decided to make a video addressing the controversy, and as a result, it did not go over well. The video she talks about it in is a Get Ready With Me video where she's using products she declined as sponsorships in an attempt to show that she does vet her sponsors. So as she's talking about the controversy, she's doing her makeup. We're already off to a bad start in terms of optics for 2 reasons. First of all, she appears preoccupied with putting on her makeup, and so she isn't even looking at the audience. Typically, when you're addressing serious concerns people have, you want to give them your full undivided attention to show them that you're taking what they're saying seriously. From a purely visual perspective, Gabbie appears aloof and apathetic to the legitimate concerns of her audience. Secondly, there's something darkly comedic and ironic about Gabbie putting on makeup while talking about a controversy in which her own fans didn't receive the makeup that they purchased. I mean, what's the deal here, Gabbie? Are you trying to, like, epic trollolo us or something? Because it's not a good look. But what she said next infuriated many people.
So I'm not sure what quality people were expecting when they paid $10 for 10 brushes, and I'm genuinely sorry if anybody got their product and was disappointed in the product. But I would also add, manage your expectations a little bit, because if you want really high quality brushes, you're going to pay a really high quality price.
It's bad enough to promote a scam to your audience, but again,
she done.
most people would be willing to forgive an honest mistake.
Oh my god. Bruh.
The problem here, however, is that Gabbie shifts the blame onto her audience for having high expectations, even though the products were marketed as being worth between $70 to $90. Many people expected her to do more research and felt that she should have been more responsible as an influential YouTuber with several millions of subscribers. Some people have cited the "manage your expectations" quote as the reason they lost respect for her or stopped supporting Gabbie altogether.
I don't blame them. Yeah, that was a crappy move.
There's an important difference between being controversial on a general basis and being controversial to your own audience. One thing.
Okay, so this whole video is talking about that. I kind of get the gist of it. Promote a scam, got backlash, and boom. Yeah, that was 7 months ago. Let's see what this one's about.
Let's talk Cash App.
Last time on the fall of Gabbie Hanna, I went over what I would consider to be Gabbie's first major controversy that actually affected how her own fans began to see her. Although in an interview she would later admit fault in not conducting proper research, many people were still not pleased with her response, and felt that she had contradicted herself throughout the interview. People also thought that she had not properly addressed how she attempted to shift the blame onto her audience when she told them to manage their expectations.
Manage your expectations a little bit.
The way she said it too.
In an episode of her podcast, which will be discussed later on in the saga, Gabbie is talking about the various things weighing on her. One of them being the Kenza scandal, which happened a year and a half prior to this podcast episode. What's noteworthy is the difference between the way she talks about the Kenza situation in her podcast and how she spoke about it in the iNabber interview. In her podcast, she brings up some points to defend herself where previously she seemed to have admitted fault in those areas. The reason I didn't mention this in my first video is because I honestly didn't know. This podcast happened way later than the general time frame of the drama, so I didn't think to look. Good thing this is a series, and I still have a chance at getting my PhD in Gabbie Hanna drama. So in the podcast, she expressed frustration at being called a scammer and scam artist and had this to say.
First of all, as far as I know, and I could be wrong, but everybody who I directly followed up with who was complaining about it got their makeup brushes.
But just because she and the people she reached out to had a good experience with them doesn't mean that everyone else did. And it's still possible she received a better product than others, which she herself had wondered about during her interview with iNabber.
I'm wondering if I got sent a product that wasn't the same product that everybody else was getting. You know how people say PR is nicer than the actual product.
She stated that Kenza was upfront about their long wait times.
And then when I was like, hey, there's just long wait times, the website literally says there's long wait times, then it was but it's a scam product.
However, if Marky's reporting is accurate, then that would mean Kenza wasn't always upfront about the wait times, and that they just changed their site after people complained.
I thought it said Kenza addiction. I'm like, what's Kenza? Okay, so there's just adding more to that. I really don't care, honestly. The monster incident.
But let's also take a look at some of the smaller things that likely played a role in her worsening reputation. In addition to...
Also, wasn't the RiceGum thing in 2017? We're gonna continue with this, but hold on, we're gonna look at that real quick.
Purchase could be
March 2017. Oh yeah, so it was a year and a half before even that happened.
Use your Credit Karma Visa debit card. Free groceries, free gas, or even a free TV.
What's up, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Welcome back to the DeFranco Show, and let's just jump into it. And the first thing we're going to talk about today is the most requested story. It was the most requested by a mile. And that is the news, speculation, and controversy of an assault on one of the largest creators here on YouTube by another massively large person here on YouTube. And the two creators involved in this story are the Gabbie Show and RiceGum. And before we move any further, understand the reason I'm talking about this isn't because, yay, YouTube drama. I love that. No, I hate YouTube drama. The reason I'm talking about this is YouTube is no longer a little playground. Anytime either of these two put something...
I really miss Phil's old set. His red set is just not doing it. Just not doing it for me.
They reach either 1 to 6 million people. And depending on what actually happened in this situation, we have either an assault, an exaggeration, a hoax, or just straight up slander. So that's why, other than it being the most requested story, I will talk about it. So if you don't know, these two creators have history. RiceGum makes a lot of roast/bash videos, and he did one on Gabbie. And he by no means was the only creator making bash videos on Gabbie. She had her own controversy. Most of it was around her stealing jokes. But
I remember that. I just don't remember who she was stealing off of. Yeah.
Jokes. But fast forward to last night.
All these Vine stars, man, they're just... all the focus is on TikTok now, but these Vine stars, Jesus Christ. They're so bad.
Gabbie realizes she's at the same...
they're still so bad.
...party as RiceGum, and she decides to Snapchat.
RiceGum is here, and I know that I want to challenge him to a battle, but I know he won't do it, and it's Alex's birthday, so I don't want to, ruin the party, you know what I mean? Honestly, if RiceGum ever wants to, live freestyle battle, drop a beat right now, bitch, I'll murder you. Hey, RiceGum, I just challenged you to a live battle on Snapchat. Would you do it?
No.
Live rap battle, why wouldn't you do it?
No, I don't want to do it.
Alright, so Rice doesn't have his ghostwriter today. It's fine. I think we can still battle. I think we're good. No? You don't want to do it?
And then the next Snapchat, Gabbie says something happened off camera.
So update, sorry if it looks like I'm crying. RiceGum didn't think that joke was very funny, and he hit me in the middle of a party and shattered my phone. I can show you that in a sec. Everybody's like, did he hit you? And I was like, yeah, he did. And my phone is broken, the screen is broken, the back camera is broken, so I need to get a new phone.
Also showing a video and photo of the scratches she said she received from RiceGum. And then she went on to say that there was actually more to it as well.
And let's say, because I don't have any photo evidence, just like eyewitnesses, of him grabbing me, holding me down, and hitting me, and twisting my arm, he still shattered my phone.
Now from this, there was of course a big reaction. There were many people who instantly started bashing on RiceGum, saying, how dare this guy, he's a woman beater. Others defending RiceGum, saying that Gabbie was getting in his face. Others saying, because we don't have footage of it actually happening, how do we know she's not lying? So I of course wanted to find out a little bit more. I reached out to both of them. As of recording this video, only Gabbie responded. She showed her phone was indeed cracked. In her Snapchat, she also said she wanted RiceGum to pay for her phone, and she sent me screenshots of her receiving that money. So this seems to support at the very least that he did destroy her phone.
Oh wow.
She went on to explain how that phone was broken, claiming he was aggressive and violent. He twisted my arm when I said the ghostwriter joke, stood up, twisted my arm, and held me down. He kept trying to pry my phone out of my hands, and I kept holding on, so he forcefully pushed and grabbed at me to get it, and then slammed it down as hard as he could and stormed out. And that seemed to be a big point that she was trying to get across. She doesn't want this to seem like she's just doing it for attention, adding that she was only responding to me because she said she didn't want to talk to the drama channels because then it would seem like she was trying to get attention and cause drama. Although he did tweet publicly, I did not hit a girl, laugh my ass off, this bitch is tripping. We're talking about a person who's built a career off of exaggerating and lying about stories for money. This is exactly what she wants. Fuck this girl and all this fake shit. Ask anyone at that party. Video up later today.
Yeah, I think there was... he was even saying there was some inconsistencies. And some other stuff came out about it too. But... either way. Fuck RiceGum. He's a piece of shit. He's still a piece of shit. Yeah. Okay. So that was that. Fast forward to 2019, I guess.
Being a YouTuber, Gabbie Hanna is also a musician. YouTuber music often gets a bad rap because a lot of YouTubers don't really put much serious thought into it and they just see it as an extra revenue source. So when Gabbie released her first single Out Loud and it turned out to actually be pretty good, it was a big deal. She'd release a couple more singles after that and everything seemed to be alright. But then a clip of her singing started to blow up, and not in a good way.
So what if I'm the monster that's been here all along?
On November 19th, 2018, a clip of Gabbie singing her own song in a Genius interview went viral. For those of you who don't know, Genius is a site where people, sometimes the artists themselves, annotate lyrics and explain the deeper meaning behind them. Genius also has a YouTube channel which regularly uploads interviews with artists in which the artist sings parts of their song and then they explain the meaning behind their lyrics. This clip of Gabbie singing her song Monster instantly went viral and spawned many memes.
So what if I'm the monster? What if I'm the monster?
Eventually, Gabbie decided to react to them in a video. In it, Gabbie defends her singing, explaining that Genius had used different microphones that may have affected how she sounded.
But to me, it really wasn't that big of a deal, and I really still don't care.
I can see why they would need to do that, since what most likely happened was that her loud singing caused the audio to clip, and they had to use the camera audio for that part instead.
So what if I'm the monster?
Though they should have been more prepared, since apparently Gabbie actually checked with them beforehand to make sure she wouldn't blow out the mic.
So I get to the Genius interview, and I'm like, is the mic gonna be able to handle this? And they're like, oh yeah, we'll figure it out. We're gonna, before you sing the chorus, we're gonna cut the audio, and then we're gonna pull the mic back, and blah, 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 blah.
Tristan Paredes, a vocal coach known for his reactions, made a video that explains this point pretty well, in which he shows another performance Gabbie did that's considerably better.
Same exact key. Look how relaxed and like calm she is, and like that's easy. Those are easy notes for her. That's what I'm trying to say. Look at her face difference here. She doesn't need to be going all out on those notes, and that's what I mean. She's a good singer. She just keeps making the wrong decisions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
The decision to do the Genius interview in the first place, when they're not going to fix your audio for you, they're not going to tell you when you're not singing good. I think that's a mistake. Second of all, the decision to sing that loud.
Yeah, she's not that bad of a singer, I don't think. I haven't really heard her songs. But from that clip, like, it's not awful.
Don't think is a good decision. I don't think that you need to do that.
It's worth mentioning that this video came out 5 days after Gabbie uploaded her video reacting to the memes, in which she defended her decision to scream, stating that it was an artistic choice.
I wanted to scream. That's how the song is written. That's like my style, and a lot of people don't like that style, and it's an artistic choice.
Gabbie also addressed her poor vocal performance in her lower register.
Everybody who follows my channel closely knows that I was sick since I went to Australia up until really recently, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with my nose and my throat. I couldn't breathe through my nose at all. It was really difficult for me to get full oxygen in. I was having a lot of problems with like nasal congestion and sleeping at night and really intense snoring for a long time. So when I went in that day, I was super sick, and you can ask
Probably just shouldn't have sang that. I'm just saying.
The Genius guys, because I was blowing my nose in between every take.
Gabbie,
I'm a little sick right now, not gonna lie.
These explanations came off to a lot of people as her just making excuses. Looking back, responding to the situation seemed to trap Gabbie in a lose-lose dichotomy. If she takes the path of defending and explaining herself, which she did, people will criticize her for that. However, if she takes the path of trying to roll with the punches and get in on the joke, which she also did, people will also criticize her if it doesn't seem authentic enough. In retrospect, the best decision would have probably been to just ignore it, or make some quick jokes about it and call it a day. Gabbie would later discuss the situation on the Zach Sang Show.
Monster was such a personal song to me about my struggles with like my mother's mental illness and my mental illness and like growing up and stuff like that. So it was such a personal song. So to just watch people tear it apart, it hurt. And then, you know, I open up my feed and it's the top 10 videos. Gabbie Hanna must be stopped. Nobody likes Gabbie Hanna. Everybody hates Gabbie Hanna. Gabbie Hanna's a scammer. Gabbie Hanna's a bully. And I'm like, I literally can't open my phone.
It's worth mentioning that a lot of the videos that were criticizing Gabbie were considerably more tame than their titles suggested. It's worth mentioning that right before the monster meme, Gabbie was also receiving hate for a pretty innocuous video she made in which she goes to the pizza place where she worked her first job.
You've never seen a pizza this epic.
Pizza time.
And according to this video by Sebastian Williams about the situation, people in the comments were being hateful towards her and her friends who worked there. And the main points of criticism people had against Gabbie seemed to be that she was entitled and annoying and that her manager hates her.
This is what I used to do, watch. In between orders, this is how you steal food from work like a pro. And then somebody called. State Street Pizza Joe's, how can I help you?
You always hid your food from the camera, so I couldn't see you in the kitchen.
Some people were also annoyed by the fact she did a lot of eating
I did that in my first job, so
when she was there and said that she's not paying for the food.
I'm not paying for this.
You also have to consider that the monster and pizza incidents happened back to back before Kenza. While none of this excuses the Kenza situation, it's understandable why someone in her position.
Oh, so this is like all 2018 then. Did it say when the video came out? Kenza was 2018. So this happened, then Monster. Genius. Oh wow, it happened a week later. Damn, she got like, oh damn, 2018 was not a good year for her.
Also, by making merchandise about being desperate for attention, emphatically promoting it,
yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, this merch is not helping her at all.
and wearing it during the entire video, the viewer is primed, consciously or not, to associate Gabbie with wanting attention. This is especially bad in the sense that it can cast doubt upon the authenticity of her more emotionally vulnerable moments on the platform. There would be more major scandals to come, with the most notable ones involving fellow YouTubers. But what's the full story? And are the narratives surrounding these situations true? Or are they based on faulty assumptions and unfair bias? Next time, I'm gonna take a deep dive into just one of the controversies Gabbie has found herself entangled in.
I follow Chris. Follow Chris, he's dope.
Hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Be sure to
Dr. Chris _ PhD. Yeah, there's a lot more, but I think we're gonna take a break for now. Yeah, okay. So we got like the basics, or at least like the more minor stuff. RiceGum, Kenza, and then the scam. Well, Kenza, what's the scam? RiceGum, Kenza, the pizza thing, and Monster. Let's see what's on her story. Oh yeah, she made an OnlyFans too. Okay, well, we'll do a part 2 soon. Yeah, we'll definitely do a part 2. Thanks for watching.